I was working for another company, and I was growing that company, and I would make commitments to the customers just like we do today, except that when the schedule was tight, the owner of the company's friends would call him and say, hey, they're not going to be out here till Thursday, and I really need them out here Tuesday. So he would change my schedule around with me. And so I decided if I'm going to have my name on the line, then I might as well just have my own business. About a year into it, I was reading the classifieds, and there was a company that had all their equipment for sale. And so I went and looked at it, and it was TLC Plumbing. So I said, well, how about the company name? I'd kind of like to get the name and all your records, because I'd like to get in the service business. And so ended up buying all of his equipment, which was like $7,000, including an old Mountain Bell van. And I mean, it wasn't a big shiny fleet of good things. Looking back, it wasn't a plan of mine to grow. But what did happen is my CPA, first year I was in business, he went over numbers with me, and he told me, you're one person and you're limited in what you can do. If you learn how to take care of people and support people, there is no limit to what the company can do. When I started getting other people to help carry some of the load of the things that I do, then the company started growing, and I just got better at supporting those people. And that's when I consciously started realizing, if we will start growing people at TLC and supporting them and making their lives better, then the company will get better. And that's when it started growing pretty fast. So when I started, I was doing new construction plumbing and a little bit of service work. The company that I had worked for did underground utility construction. But to do that, you have to have heavy machinery, and I didn't have heavy machinery. I had a medium weight shovel. And so, it took a while to get into that type of work. By the fuel shed, there's that little square building. That was my first shop. Me and my uncle built that, and I worked out of that for a couple of years. Then I moved to a building on General Arnold that was a office warehouse. Moved into there in '93. When I moved in there, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm set for the rest of my life, and it didn't take too long. In '96, we actually couldn't fit there anymore, and I bought a place on 511 Comanche that had 3 acres. But by '99 or 2000, we had actually outgrown that place, and then we bought where we're at now in 2004 and built the building in 2005. And in 2005, when we built this, we had room for 20% growth, which I thought that's going to be good for a long time. But we've actually filled this building up in 2 years. So having a little bit of room was interesting because it just allowed the company to grow. So now I think we'll probably have to add another building. I was doing all the bids for the utility group, and I was running the service department. But what would happen is service department, they don't care if you're working on a bid or not. When the customer calls and needs something, they need something. And it got to the point that it was interrupting me a lot, and I decided I have to get somebody to run the service division. And the next day, Ron called and said, Dale, you happen to have anything that I could do over there?
Dale said that he was sick of the service work and tired of doing that. He was either going to shut it down or find somebody to run it. If I wanted to take a shot at that, I could come to work. So TLC consisted of about 40 employees in '97, as I recall. So about 40 employees, 5 of those in service, about 5 in the office, and then we had 6 utility crews. So when I started here, I started as a dispatcher, answered the phone, and used a piece of notebook paper and scheduled calls. And all we did was support those guys in the field. Whenever a call would come in, we'd just see how quick we could get somebody there. I had one cell phone, which was the old brick phone, that stayed charged up during the day, and whoever the technician was that was on call took it home with him that night. When Friday came around, he brought it back in, handed it off to the next guy.
The way we treat our customers has stayed the same, which is actually, there's a lot of work to treat the customers right. There's a lot of training, there's a lot of coaching, There's a lot of commitment to customer satisfaction, and I think that has stayed the same through the whole entire life of the company. I think maybe even grown to where we're in a better spot now because we have better support. I have personally grown a lot because as a business grows, it's like a chapter book. Each thing that you do is like reading a whole new chapter. But the last 15 years, this company has grown tremendously in actually being able to offer employees careers, not just a job. We've developed our educational program a lot more. We've developed our culture and core values a lot more. And in 1999, Ron and I made a commitment that we were going to only try to work with the top 5%. So if there's 100 people out there looking for a job, top 5. That's all we want, top 5%. And that really changed the path that the company was on. And I think that all the employees, whether they've been here for a long time or whether they're new, they need to realize that the destiny of the company is riding on them, including myself. I mean, what I do every day has to make a positive impact to make the company stronger, not a negative impact. And so if everybody realizes that everything they do, even those little things, and probably maybe even more importantly, those little things is what controls all of our own destiny.
Our second core value, hard work, is there for a reason, and it's because of those old days. There's a lot of pride goes into that with everyone that works here today. TLC's commitment to hard work is a kind of a badge of honor for us. That coming in early and staying late and working harder than the rest of the people out there, that is the thing that distinguishes TLC. Those early days, TLC enjoys a reputation today and has a customer base today that is the direct result of all those things. But that hard work is the thing where Dale comes from. It's where I come from. That the day begins and ends with just getting out and getting things done. The people today need to understand that what they enjoy today in the way of benefits, facilities, this office, everything, all of those things were not the result of somebody winning the lottery or somebody gaining some big inheritance from their family or something like that. It was the result of hard work. And that, I think, with Dale and with myself as well, is the thing that I'm the most proud of, is that where TLC is at today and the thing that a new employee can enjoy that they get to step into is the result of years and years of hard work. And to respect that by working equally as hard and as efficient and as smart and as innovative as what you can is critical.